Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Dance War.
Save me. Wow, last week they had a half an hour recap.
And we survived it. So we're back again.
Yeah, well this week they wised the hell up and they said, oh, let's just do a 2-minute recap.
Thank you.
They learned something. A little bit too late though. Okay.
So it started out with the group performance. I forgot what they sang.
I don't know. Who can remember?
I forgot.
It was so bad.
It was that na 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 na.
Yeah.
But who knows the name of that?
Long Tall Sally, something other.
So, someone, during that song, they were like,
It was Bradley.
Who else could it be? It was scary.
There was this one little girl, they were like putting them up in the air and they were going like this. Well, this one little girl's legs only made it to like here.
She didn't make it all the way up.
I didn't see who it was, but it was very sad and I was just too disgruntled to go back. It wasn't worth it.
No.
So then Bruno and Carrie Ann marched out.
Yeah.
They don't even have that walk pose thing
like,
down.
Whoa.
She knows how to pose and he's just like... Okay. So, yeah. So, it's just so bad.
Anyway.
Team Bruno's up first.
Yes.
And they decided that they were going to try and knock out the competition with an Aretha Franklin song.
And Bruno gave Lacey the lead.
Duh.
Who else would you give it to?
Who else could sing it? Either of the other girls only had like one line in it, and it was so weak.
They're
not singers. So, to bring the team together...
They played a little trust game.
Yes.
The classic...
Fall
ready to
catch.
fall? Yeah.
Do you trust me? No. Lacey didn't trust
Lacey
anybody.
was like, I don't know, I can't do it.
I wouldn't trust anybody on that team either. Least likely Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno, you're ruining my career. Okay, so...
This is falling off.
Good.
I need
Take
more
it
time
off.
to prep. Okay.
So, it's just like their number. It was out of control. It was a cluster. You know what? There was so much going on, and then Bruno was like, "This is fabulous," and then Carrie Ann was like, "What are you, high?" And then he was like, "No, it's fabulous," and then back and forth and
what
back and forth.
I didn't understand was that last week Carrie Ann was like, "Oh, you need to feature someone and like have someone be the leader." Well, guess what? He did, and now you're like, "Oh no, you need to show them individually."
Your team is unbalanced. It's wrong. My team is balanced. Yours is unbalanced.
Shut your pie hole. I'll do it for you.
You're gonna get clipped. Remember that?
So
then it was her time to show
shine.
off her team.
So they were like, "All right, we're gonna chill out and take a little break and play football in the studio
for 7 seconds." With the tape over the name on the football, like who makes footballs? I think there's like really only one company.
Who is it?
Wilson.
Oh.
So I didn't just say that. Yeah. So then they had a pretend pep talk right before they went on. She's like, "Is camera on? Is camera on?"
They always have a little pep talk. They're like, Drew Lachey is like, "Oh yeah, Carrie Ann's pepping up her team right now."
Yeah, for fake.
And she's like, "Yeah, guys, this is Motown. You gotta have a lot of soul. You gotta have a lot of emotion.
What do we have to do, guys? What are we gonna do?" Okay. Papa was a Rolling Stone. That song was so lukewarm, it wouldn't have got my dishes clean. Okay?
In other words, very, very weak.
Very weak. It wasn't tight.
Like Carrie Ann's fake pep talk said, it's supposed to be strong.
Yes.
And it wasn't.
When you do a dance where everybody's in unison like that, all in a group, you gotta be tight. Otherwise, you look like cold diarrhea.
Yeah, because they had their regular singing and they weren't doing that much dancing. And then they all went downstage or upstage, whatever. Downstage. And they were like, "Yeah, let's bring it down, bring it down."
Right.
And I didn't think it fit well with the song.
They did that little step number, and you gotta be tight for that, and they were sloppy.
And Bruno pointed that out.
Yeah, he did. And you know what? This song had, like, absolutely no dynamics. It was all medium. There was no soft, and there was no loud.
Yeah.
Because those kids, they just can't turn up the volume.
I'm sorry, but you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Kids Bop. You listen to it, and it's like, I want the real song. And
Yes.
then you hear it, and it's like, these are little kids.
Yeah, it was like kids singing. I did notice that too.
It's very, like, choir-ish.
Yes,
Like show
chorusy.
choir. Yeah.
Yeah, like high school.
Like middle school.
High school scrub chorus. The one that anybody can be in.
Mixed.
Yeah. Okay, so now Bruno's second time up. And he's getting a little nervous now. He's telling them, you're in competition with each other. So basically, if you got to take somebody out, you got to take them out.
Yeah. Because at the end of this episode, they're going to reveal the voting results. And the loser has to get rid of someone.
And it's either going to be Bruno or Carrie Ann. Too bad it couldn't be both of them. Or all of them. So he made one girl toughen up and tell
Charity.
him, yes, that she hated him.
So she was like, I hate you.
But then she really did hate him in the end.
But she still left.
Right. So then he said, they're like my kids. Yeah, if you weren't gay and had a vagina. Pull that one off, Bruno.
I like the term vag better.
Vajayjay?
No, I've switched
Just
it up.
vag?
I like vag
Oh, wow.
better.
Well, they did an Usher song.
That's what Juno does to you.
Okay, well.
Okay, so anyway.
Girl, you've seen Juno this weekend.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Zach, what happened?
This was not your best.
He's always consistently good. And he sucked an egg.
You know, but he wasn't the worst.
Well,
The worst award goes to Tony.
Tony sucked the egg along with him. I think he sucked the other side of the egg.
That was horrendous. I was going to scream
so
and cry
bad.
and everything above. All of the above.
It was even worse than Bradley
It
on
was
the other team.
really bad. He was like, I'm so good. Oh.
Wow.
It was scary.
Run away. It's time for Team Carrie Ann for their second time up. We can't afford to lose anyone. Except for Bradley, Alyssa, or Elizabeth.
Yeah. So she pulled those three into her office and she was like, I need more. Why
Yeah.
should you stay?
Yeah. Well, 'cause you picked me.
That's not intimidating or anything when your
No.
team leader pulls you in. It's like, you're up for elimination.
Why
so-
did I pick you?
Yeah.
Basically. So they sang and danced, if you want to call it that, to the song Upside Down. Oh my God. Carrie Ann had an epiphany.
She did.
She woke up from her coma.
It wasn't that good and she admitted it.
She admitted it. And it was not good at all. It was really
what was
bad.
so confusing was that she actually gave Bruno's team compliments for their second number, and I was like, what? Because that was not as bad. I mean, Bruno's was worse than hers that she just said
Right.
was bad.
She actually didn't love it. And you know what? We're proud of you, Carrie Ann, because the first step is admitting that you have a problem.
Yes.
And you know what the second one is. Believe in a higher power.
So, for this week's performances, I would have to say first round would be
Bruno.
second round Carrie Ann.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So the voting results are in. And Drew Lachey can barely contain himself.
He's like, and the loser is...
No, it was like, it was really, 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 really close.
Not that we're dissing you, Drew, because we know how you feel.
You're disgusted, as we are. So, by a vote of 3 to 2, 3 votes to 2 votes, not any ratios there, Bruno
so
lost.
bad.
Bruno lost, and you know what? Carrie Ann was sure she was... Stop playing! Was sure that she was going to lose.
Yes.
So she was excited.
Bruno was like, what? What?
Yeah. His lips are permanently like creased from being like...
So yeah, Bruno has to pick one person to send home.
Right. So, first of all, he's got to pick 4 that are staying.
For sure.
So he picked Lacey, Philip, Tony, and
Tony?
Zach. What were you thinking with Tony?
Bruno, Tony was a disaster.
Tony's been a disaster since the tryouts.
It was bad.
So it's down to Kelsey versus Charity.
And they have to fight for their lives.
Right. The dancer versus the girl who hates him. Well, they both sucked. So why don't you just get rid of them both?
Was very hard to listen to.
I think he should have saved the background singers and gotten rid of the two
From
of
the
them.
karaoke track.
Yeah. So, Kelsey's staying.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he figured the other one already said she hated him, so he might as well let her go.
Kelsey is a very strong dancer, and her vocals are weak, but like Charity, her dancing.
She's
I
got
don't think
nothing.
the dancing was as good as Kelsey's, but it's still
She's got
good.
nothing.
So like he was like, all right, I'll take the better of the worst.
Bye, Charity. At least you're saved from the shame of embarrassment of performing on the show any longer. So the phone lines are going to be open for 1 hour. And it might as well be 5 minutes because all 5 people have called already.
That's like no time to call.
What is with that?
Especially if the phones get like blocked up.
Okay, well, if we're insane enough to do this again next week, we'll see you then, I guess.
Much love.